Yep.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the How to Carnivore podcast. Today, we are joined by Peter and Sonia Coontz, who have a fantastic story of recovery on the carnivore diet, which I'm looking forward to hearing. So, Peter and Sonia, welcome.
Hi,
Hi.
thanks for having us.
My pleasure. So, how did you get into the carnivore diet?
A few months ago, then I worked a job where I was driving a lot for maybe 14, 15 hours a day.
Hmm.
And so I would listen to a lot of YouTube videos as I was driving along. And some video about the carnivore diet came up on my feed for a suggested video. I had never heard of it, or I had heard the term, but that was about it. Didn't know anything about it. Thought, oh, okay, it might be kind of interesting, whatever. Listened to it, and the more I listened to it, I was just riveted. And then I listened to another video and another video and another video. And after a little while, then I called Sonia and said, "Hey, I'm sending you a link to a video. You need to watch this. You have to watch this. You have to check this out." Because I was hearing all these incredible health benefits that people were getting from the carnivore diet. So I sent it to her, sent her the link, and by the time I got home that night, then she had watched, like, how, I don't
A
know,
lot, a lot of videos.
like several videos. It was something about it when I listened to it and when she listened to it independently was just, huh? What? We have, okay, this is it. I don't know why, but this is it. We have to know more about this. And because Sonia had a stroke 14 years ago. It was a major stroke, and let her tell the story. But I was listening to these carnivore diet YouTube videos and just kept thinking, Sonia, with her recovery, this would really help. This has got to be like a great next step for her in her recovery. This is really going to help her a lot. So over to you.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I had a stroke uh, 2011,
Mhm.
and I have aphasia, so it's so much better than it was earlier. Like when I first, the first I had a stroke, then I had three words, and I
Mhm.
was just I was in bed. I couldn't walk. I couldn't speak. I couldn't. Um, so, and then around 10 years ago, I just started thinking about, okay, what, like, because everywhere, the doctors and nurses and everything, I'm like, okay, what do I do to make me feel better? Like, what do I do to get, rid of all of this? And everyone was like, it's been 2 years or it's been 3 years. And, you know, unfortunately, there's just nothing that we can do. Like you're
Mhm.
just kind of stuck.
You got what you got. Learn to
Yeah.
live with it.
And I was always just like, I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, but no, I don't believe that. Like there's got to be somewhere where I can get through this, So I've kind of been on that journey for the last 10 years. And I was thinking about it, and it's like, okay, what at a stroke, what happens? Is it the muscular system, the way that most therapists and everything,
Most physical
yeah, physical
therapists.
therapists, they're always like, okay, go to your physical therapist and will try to lift weights or whatever. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, it's not the muscular system, it's the nervous system. And so I've been on this journey with like strengthening my nervous system. And I have been improvement, but it's very little. So
prior to carnivore
yeah,
diet.
so then, so that's been, for 10 years. And then when I heard about the carnivore, then yeah, I was thinking about it and I was like, wow, this sounds really cool. It sounds, awesome. Um, and also like my weight had always been an issue. Like I'd always been fat and
Not obese, but just could
that was, well,
well
210.
well
That's,
most of the time.
yeah.
Not obese.
That was my maximum, was 210. And I was so, and there was always, I was always working out. I was always active. So it always felt like my body just, I don't know why, it just doesn't react to anything that I was doing. And so the next day after he told me about carnivore, then I'm like, I wonder if, is it possible that I'm allergic to sugar? And so I checked it out and I'm not. There is actually a thing as a sugar allergy. I don't have it, but what I do have was a
Sugar intolerance.
sugar intolerance, and that I can and a lot of people have it and just don't know about it. And but everything like on a list, and I had everything, and so I was like, okay, like at that point, I'm like, cool, it's on carnivore, it is, and we like it was that day, like we just turned and
we just jumped into it.
Yeah,
something about it just made sense to us, like on some deep level. And all right, you want to do it? Yeah, let's go shopping. Let's get some meat.
Yeah,
and eggs and whatever other stuff. What do you get on carnivore? Meat?
Okay. Meat? Okay. So yeah. And the first week was great. The second, third week was horrible. Like to me, because I was had no sugar and switch everything, and my body was just kind of all over the place. It
was not knowing what the heck was going on.
Yeah. Like I was on the couch, like with movies, and I was just like, I did not go out. I didn't
go to the gym.
Yeah, like it was.
I went to the gym. I was faring okay at that point.
Yeah.
I was feeling, I didn't know how I was feeling. My body was just in that transition phase, going from eating tons of sugars and carbs and the typical crap, to getting my body getting its energy from fat instead of from sugar. And so it's just that typical thing, but it worked her over pretty good.
Yeah.
What was a typical sort of thing that you guys used to eat before? Because I assume you were attempting to eat healthy beforehand.
Yeah, we thought we were. We thought we were.
We didn't eat terribly.
No, but like for every day, we'd have a bar, like a protein bar.
Yeah.
We
both have the highly processed protein bars with
all sorts of terrible crap.
Yeah, just horrible
stuff you can't pronounce.
Yeah.
Usually a bad sign when you can't pronounce what's going in your body. Maybe you shouldn't do it. And we knew that, but we're like, well,
yeah, but
we need the protein, and it's so convenient. We've got 2 kids and we've got this going on and that going on. Okay, let's just have this.
Yeah.
And it tastes good with coffee, so that's fine.
Whatever. And like I would have like peanut butter and jelly because I loved it. Peanut butter jelly. And I'm like, now that I think about it, I'm like, that's like all sugar. Like a whole thing. It's just sugar, but I didn't, I thought we had like, the hot wheat, like good wheat bread.
Yeah, like whole grains.
And like the jelly was like, it
was relatively low sugar.
Yeah, like it just, but yeah, the whole
my favorite snack was, I would have it every single day. It would be peanut butter and honey on spoon. I wouldn't even bother getting bread. I would just go, we would always get this huge thing of peanut butter and dig in and drizzle honey onto the peanut butter that's on the spoon, have that and wash it down with milk. And so it was just sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar.
Yeah.
So you're like, there's so much sugar, you're allergic to it. You're like sneezing.
Yeah. And then for dinner, we'd have like pasta
Uh-huh. Oh
or
yeah. Variety of different
yeah,
pastas.
or
Loved
like,
those.
oh, hello.
Oh, video feed. We can't see you. Oh,
Oh,
there you
okay,
are.
okay.
Okay, cool.
Or like a what are they called?
Oh, a casserole.
Casserole, like those casseroles,
Yeah, she
you
had
know.
really good casseroles that she had dialed in because
Yeah,
it's convenient and
yeah,
fix it once and then there's
yeah.
dinner for 4 nights. So that was what we were used to. Oh, and cereal, breakfast
Oh
cereal.
yeah, like with cereal.
Had lots of that.
Hmm.
Mm,
It's all sugar, even
Yeah,
the quote unquote good ones, all sugar.
mm.
yeah.
And yeah, so we went from all of that to um
Meat.
yeah, just meat
Overnight,
and
you went cold turkey straight into carnivore.
Yeah,
yeah,
Nice
yeah.
work.
it's
Thank you.
I well, she can take more credit for that than I can. Up until yesterday, I was actually still allowing myself to eat apples because I just loved apples. And actually, more on the honest side, I definitely have a sugar addiction.
Yeah, apples are very sweet.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I thought, oh well, it's apples and they taste sweet, but they're not super high. I mean, as fruits go, they're not super high in sugar like, oranges or something like that. So I justified having those with cheese as a snack pretty much every day, once or twice. But in the last couple days, then I finally just had to get really honest with myself. I'm like, if I really think about it, after I have an apple, I can feel a little bit of bloating in my stomach. I can ignore it, but it's there.
Mm.
Okay, come on. I got to do this. So as of today, this is my first day completely sugar free,
Okay,
and
good man. I like it. Yeah. So
that's
Sonia,
great.
the carb withdrawals hit you like a truck.
yes, yes, it did. Yeah, it
Yes.
it it, it literally, like, I like for 2 weeks. I'm like, we have two kids, and I was like, you guys, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm just, like, I can't go. Like, I would go, a little bit, but I mean, then I would come down, and I was just on the couch. Like, I was just,
Yeah, you were laid out.
yeah, like, I was just so tired. That was the most thing. I was just so tired, but I felt like I couldn't sleep. It was just, I don't even know how to describe it. Is I like, I felt a little nauseous here and there. I felt like I was getting hot and then cold and hot and cold. Like, it was, and I kind of felt like I was gonna get a cold, but I knew, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get a cold. I feel like I had so much talk toxic, what is it?
Sure, you were
Yeah,
detoxing.
detoxing.
Yeah.
Everything that, I just, it was kind of brutal, but
And
but
then
Yeah.
then,
after 3 weeks,
yeah,
then
yeah, and then, yeah, after 4 weeks, and then I started, like, the first one, I think, where I noticed like a huge improvement with my recovery, was the stairs, because I
climbing up the stairs
climbing up
or walking
down
up
the
the
stairs.
stairs.
I would say I could do it, but I mean, it was very, like, I was always dragging
Hmm.
my right foot. Like, it's hard to, like, get it all the way up and then land.
Yeah,
And
we have a YouTube channel, and we actually that's one of the first videos that we recorded a couple months ago. Is her walking up. We've got like 4 steps and at the back of the house going up to the back door, and so and I would, for the last 14 years, then I was used to seeing her step with the left and then very with a lot of effort. It was obvious that it took effort every single step.
Mhm.
She would drag her toes uh, up and like just drag it across or drag it up the steps
Yeah,
and then plant it and then repeat going upstairs.
yeah,
And then suddenly,
but yeah, like, I had something, and I went down, and then I started to go up, and I could do it. Like, it was, I had to go a little bit slower, but I could lift my head or my leg all the way up and plant it down. And I could like, and it was so exciting. I was like, oh my God,
Yeah,
like,
amazing. So after only a few weeks, you're starting to notice that you're getting more control and more strength in that right side of your body, which previously, I mean, Sonia, describe what it felt like. I'm imagining it just sort of feels numb, like there's no sort of connection there. Or what does it feel like not being able to use one side of your body?
oh gosh. Well, because it's funny, because it's not like I can some of my arm and some
Yeah,
of my
that's like
sorry, my leg and some of my arm, like I can feel everything.
Yep.
Like if I would like I can feel it, but if I would actually go a little bit in to the muscles,
if like giving a deep tissue massage kind of
yeah,
thing.
like I can't feel it there. And so it's kind of it's such a strange feeling because
So you can feel
okay,
it on the skin, but not
yeah,
in the muscle
yeah,
in
and,
some places.
like sometimes I can feel like the whole thing, but like here is good, but here I can't feel it. You know, or like over here is good, but then I can't feel it. So it's like it's kind of like have certain
Like Swiss
parts.
cheese.
Yeah, like yeah, that's a good one. Like it's Swiss cheese. Like it just doesn't nothing is connected. So I felt like I was, with my like the nervous system. That's why I was trying to just like okay, I have to connect the nervous system into the muscle system. And I felt like with carnivore, like I felt like okay, nervous system is now connecting to the nervous system,
To the muscular system.
yeah, muscular system. Yeah. So I mean it's awesome. It really is. The other day I was had a a pot. I had a pot
In the kitchen.
in the kitchen, and I was taking it over to a sink, and I realized like before my arm would always be up like this, like just to help. And was it yesterday or the day before?
I
Like
think it
it
was two
was
days ago.
all like my arms were just steady and taken and yeah, it was just
Yeah, one of the very common things when somebody has a stroke is uh, almost all the time then their affected side, the arm of their affected side, they have no control to keep that elbow in, and so we'll get into more of the implications of that in a minute with physical therapy and what happens there. But yeah, so she was used to lifting that pot
Yep.
where one's down, one's up, but now
yeah,
suddenly she can
yeah,
control
I
it
can
to at
control it.
least to the degree that she can keep that elbow in by her side the whole time.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome,
After
Sonia. I mean, you've lived all these years. I think you said 2012 you had the stroke, was it, or 2011 or something?
2011.
Yeah, it's over
2011. So it's
years.
Yeah.
14 years of living with these symptoms. As soon as you
Yeah.
switch to a carnivore diet or a proper human diet, you start to
Yeah.
notice the symptoms reduce quickly,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
mean is just unbelievable. Sonia, have you experimented with measuring ketones?
No, no, I haven't.
I feel
Um,
like that would be a good evolution for your carnivore journey. You can you can quite cheaply order online the continuous ketone monitors. It's not an expensive thing. It'll cost you like $5 to $10 a day, and
oh,
hook it up to your phone, and then you can see how far into ketosis you get. And the reason I say that is that I think that will probably, I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor, being in ketosis can help the neurons in your brain fire more efficiently. And, being on a carnivore diet is a natural state of ketosis. But I wonder what would happen if you were in the therapeutic range of, which is over 1.0 for an extended
yeah.
period of time. I wonder if that would accelerate things even further. So could be a good experiment.
Question.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I
This is
just go on Amazon, like,
Yeah, the one that I did is called Sci Bio, SI Bio, and it was it's
okay.
probably like $80 and it lasts for 2 weeks. So it's not
Okay.
too expensive. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's not bad.
yeah.
yeah. So
That's
have you,
great.
Sonia, have you sort of taken to it like a duck to water? Like, are you comfortable just eating meat and eggs now? How are you finding actually being
Oh,
on the carnivore diet?
I love it. I love it. I never had any problem with switching, like, because I like meat, and I didn't, like, before, I never, like, I didn't eat it a lot because I was told, you know,
It's
yeah,
unhealthy.
like, don't have too much red meat because, it's not good,
And
and
heart
yeah, heart
disease
disease,
and
and I had my stroke, and so I never, but I always liked it. I just, I always thought, like, I'm gonna have like chicken, or something. Um, but yeah, so now, like, once I switched, it was very easy because I was like, okay, I can have, you know meat, like steak and bacon,
Mm,
and
all the time.
yeah,
mm,
like, we have bacon all the time here,
Literally
and
fix a whole package
and
every day.
eggs, like, and that, I'm like, and
mm,
this is actually good for me. This is
mm,
actually okay that I'm gonna, okay. So that it's kind of a weird thing to kind of wrap my head around. No, this is good. It's good that you're, having meat, and
Yeah, and stop having fruits and
yeah,
vegetables.
and all your, all the fat. Like, no, no, it's good fat. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that one, it's kind of like, even sometimes I'm like, it's just weird that,
Mhm.
like, I'm eating and it's really good, and every time I'm like, no, this is fine. It's fine. Like, you're not, like, it's nothing's gonna happen, because I think it's been a long time, my whole life, that this is, not good. This is, stay away from this, stay away from that, when it actually was the opposite. You know what I mean? It was an opposite to what I know is the good, the
Good
good
food.
good food,
Sonia, we get so many people who are interested, but they just can't quite get to the point where they can accept that saturated fat doesn't cause heart disease, and
Mhm.
that you're not going to get scurvy, and that you're going to get all the nutrients that you need. How were you two able to get to the point where you were accepting of, Peter mentioned he's listening to all these podcasts. Like, what gave you the confidence to actually take the leap?
Well, I think
Pretty much the
honestly,
same thing.
yeah, it was the next day. Like I said, I noticed that I was intolerant to sugar, and I had been, my entire life, because I remember young, and I remember having stomach issues, nauseous issues when I was a little kid. So I think I had been like that my entire life. So, and that where I had the weight, like, always. So I think for me, and once I realized that, and the carnivore was right there, it wasn't much of a leap.
Leap.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was just like, okay, this is what it should be,
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, I understand, like, my sisters, I have three sisters, and they are very not like, like, everyone's like, okay, but, be careful, of your cholesterol, or, like, and I just like, I that is actually not a thing, but they're kind of,
But they're taught that that's a thing like everybody else.
yeah,
And
so I want to be like, it's not true. Like, everything that you're trying to say, be careful. I'm kind of look at you and being like, no, you guys be careful. You know what I mean? Like, know, But I think, like I said, we've been this for 3 months, so not even
It's
3 months.
about 2.5 to 3 months at
Yeah.
this point.
And I think the first thing I is get me, healthy,
Yeah.
and I think it's like I said, my stroke recovery is this it's so good, and it
It
is,
is.
Mm.
I had for 10 years, yeah, it's like 10 years, I had eczema, and like bad eczema, and right now it's just about healed,
On
like
her
Mm.
hand.
yeah, my hand. Um yeah, it's just, my energy is better, my focus is better. I mean, that's the thing, my I didn't realize that my head, like, it was just, I didn't like, when I would try to think about something, or like I want to do something, my focus was not good, but I didn't realize that it was not good. And now, like, I speak better, and I am
Mhm.
talking to you, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, like, everything is just, you know,
Post-stroke, then with the aphasia, especially, then for 14 years solid, then anytime she would be really tired, like at the end of a long day, or if she had exerted herself physically, had a really hard workout, or gone, if we had gone for a long hike, her speech or her ability to speak would plummet considerably for the
yeah,
rest of the day.
yeah,
Um, some days it would just be, or if she were really emotionally stressed, that would trigger it too,
mhm,
to where it was the right words just weren't coming out. Most words would stop coming out. She was obviously trying to say it. It was clear that she was thinking something
yeah,
very
yeah,
clearly, but it wasn't coming out of her mouth.
mhm,
Um, and so that was just always a struggle for her, for really for both of us, because it's really hard to communicate with your partner, and as we're raising our kids, then trying to get on the same page for family stuff and things like that, what to do with the kids, and with this, that, and the other. And it would just always be hard. It was really hard for her, and ended up being hard for me. um, and now, uh I mean, that's there, but the worst is so much better now.
Mm.
yeah,
So much better.
yeah,
Like when we went to the trampoline park, every Sunday morning, then we've got a trampoline park, indoor area where there's tons of trampolines, and we all go jump around for an hour and a half. So we did that this morning as usual, and got back, got something to eat, and this is her kind of tired,
yeah,
and she's speaking pretty well.
yeah,
She's
Mm.
speaking actually like really well. Um, Prior to Carnivore, we would have had to reschedule.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Mm. That's excellent. Yeah, it's a huge upgrade. Something that I want to touch on is going all in, because Sonia went all in from the start, and the feedback that I'm running into quite a lot at the moment is people are interested in the carnivore diet, and we're now getting awareness that, hey, saturated fat is not going to kill you. It's actually good for you. Red meat is healthy. We need to be eating more animal products. A lot of people I speak to, they say, well, I'm already doing it pretty much. I'm already on a ketogenic diet. And when I drill down to what they're eating, there's still things like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, somewhere in there, or they're still having fruit like Peter was. They're still drinking coffee, and maybe they're having cream and sugar with their coffee or something like that. These little things can make a huge difference. And particularly if you have a condition like Sonia, you're recovering from a stroke, it's really important that you explore, okay, what would a totally clean slate look like? And what would it look like if I gave my body the absolute best chance at healing itself? So I definitely
yeah,
admire you, Sonia, saying I'm going to go all in and see what it's like. And as you guys have heard, Sonia had the terrible symptoms, had some bad carb withdrawals after years of running on sugar. That's that's pretty normal. You can mitigate a lot of it by working with somebody who's experienced with carnivore, or doing a lot of research. But it's very normal to run into problems like not being able to sleep, feeling nauseous, having cramps, being dehydrated. A lot of those things are actually pretty normal. So I commend you, Sonia, for going all in and pushing through those symptoms that lasted a couple of weeks by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm kind of one of those people that just, if it looks good, if everything, like I said, he gave me that link, and then I got another link to another link, and I was, and so, and every day now, even to this day, like carnivore podcasts like yours, or Dr. Chafee, or Dr. Barry,
Mhm.
or like there, it's on my phone
She's kind of
all the
obsessive
time.
about it.
Yeah, I really am. Like, it's just,
Good for you.
the whole thing is it's fascinating to me,
Mm,
and I've noticed that, God, all these things, they're just not true. Like all these things that I've always had my entire life,
mm,
it's just none of this is true. And um but yeah, so I'm kind of the one, well, okay, I know, like, okay, this is right, so I just go, like that's just what, like, who I am,
yeah.
like I don't drag, I don't, but I know that for most people aren't that way, and I realize that too, um I think for, if someone were to come to me and be like, I'm thinking about it, carnivore, but where should I start? I think it would just per on the each person, because everybody is kind of different from everybody else. But I would say, first thing, cut out the carbs. Like that was the first thing, like cut
Mhm.
out the carbs. And then cut out the sugar, and just go with that for carbs and sugar. Just cut them out,
Mm,
and see. And I realized that once you do that, like that's what I did. I was just like, okay, let's say I was gonna cut out all the sugar. Well, what do you have left? Not much. You have, meat. You have egg,
Fish.
fish. You have some vegetables, I think, but I think even vegetables, some of them are
they're all
sugar,
carbohydrates.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Everything's a vegetable.
So really, if you have, I mean, that at that point, it's like, okay, well, you're a carnivore then. But I think for a lot of people, they wouldn't think of that. I wouldn't say, okay, I'm carnivore. Oh my God, I can't do it. But probably a lot of people can say, I can cut sugar, and I can probably cut um, uh, carbohydrates. And even though it's the same thing, I think it's
It
just,
gets, it might be easier for a lot of people to get over the mental block of,
yeah,
all I'm going to be eating is meat.
yeah,
I don't know if I can do that. Okay, well, you don't have to do that. Just cut out all carbs and sugar.
yeah.
Oh, all
Oh,
right. You're
I
saying
think
the
I do
same
that.
thing,
Yeah, yeah,
but
Yeah,
it's
I think you guys are right. It actually is a better way of framing it in some ways. Yeah.
yeah,
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 and it's somewhat, for lack of a better word, fashionable at this point to, if you're getting into a healthier diet, just in general, then cut out sugars.
yeah,
That's
Correct.
a that that's been acceptable to a lot of people and has hit the mainstream. So, why are you on carnivore? All we're really doing is cutting out all sugars, not just refined sugars, but everything that we put into our body that becomes sugar in our
hmm,
body, which
hmm,
is carbohydrates.
yeah,
Hmm.
All we're doing.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. And then if you can also cut out the things like the keto bars that have all this miscellaneous crap in them that you can't pronounce. As you know, stick with
Yeah.
whole foods. As you have that, if you have that as a caveat and no artificial sweeteners, then you're
Right.
Yeah.
really getting towards, okay, this is a proper carnivore diet. And
Yeah.
there's so many delicious options when it comes to meat, eggs, fish, and seafood, as you say. I mean, you every day you are eating like a king and a queen. It's a
Yeah.
great way to live.
Yeah.
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 And it's a completely different experience with that. It's exactly what you just said as an experience. Um, Even when we go for like a few days when we're just busy with a lot of things, so we're not really thinking too much about, what's something great that we can have for dinner tonight and tomorrow night. We're just like, you want to have steak again? Sure, let's do that. It's easy. Um, Everything tastes so good, and it's not just the flavor, it's so satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah.
um it tastes way better than like having a steak for the third time in the same week. Still tastes so incredibly delicious and satiating on a level that pasta never could.
Yeah.
It never came close, and I loved pasta. We both did. I
Yeah.
think I did a little bit
Yeah.
more. I was kind of
Huh.
psychotic about pasta. And
Yeah.
I would love it, but then I would feel really bloated and be burping and feel really uncomfortable. And and 20 minutes after the meal, after I'm just stuffed, I'm in the fridge looking for something else to eat. And it was just never ending. I felt stuffed, but not full.
Mhm.
And now it's just the opposite. We have a great dinner, whatever it happens to be, or breakfast, and it's super delicious and it's super satisfying, and I don't feel bloated. We don't feel bloated because there are no sugars or anything in there to cause inflammation, so the inflammation is gone.
Yeah.
um, and it just feels great, and when I'm full, I just get up and go on with my day. I don't feel sluggish. I don't have brain fog. I don't have a sugar crash later.
Yeah.
So my body and even my taste buds, or our bodies and our taste buds, they don't they're not constantly looking for more flavor variety and like, oh, this would be good. It's like this ADD mentality or ADHD mentality of let's try this new kind of food. Because why? Because you're bored with your food all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's kind of what was going on with us. I think it's what happens with a lot of people, but it happens so prevalently, nobody notices it that way. It's just normal.
Yeah. Like I always had food in my head. Like, even if I was eating something, like in the middle of eating something in my head, I'm like, okay, what can I have after this? What can I have for dinner? What can I, you know what I mean? As I'm eating whatever, you know what I mean? But it was this constant thing in my head of like, you know, I need to know what I want to have later on. I was like there's a fast something, you know what I mean? Like it's all gonna go away, so I gotta eat it. Like I don't understand what was going on, but it was always like that, and with carnivore, like I eat and then I don't like it's done. Like I
There's
don't
nothing to think about it
yeah, I
anymore.
don't think about
It's
it. I don't, you know what I mean? It's nothing until whenever it's like, huh, yeah, I'm kind of hungry right now. I can eat something, but and that's it. You know what I mean?
there's no anxiety over it.
Yeah,
There's
like
no
I'm
emotional
so
charge.
comfortable with when I'm eating, when I'm not, you know what I mean? It's just a whole different
Experience.
experience. Yeah.
Mm.
It's pretty awesome.
And how has it affected your body composition, both of you?
How much how much weight have you
I've
lost?
lost 35,
Not
30,
not
30,
not 35.
30.
It's been 30?
yeah, 30 pounds.
Wow,
Wow.
And
fantastic.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. In how long?
It'll be a little more, a little less than a month.
Than
No, 3
3 months.
months.
3 months.
Three
So
months.
That's
Yeah,
a little less,
fantastic.
yeah,
and
yeah,
and that's without trying. That
yeah.
she wasn't trying to lose weight. She wasn't like,
No,
you
because
know,
well, I was always working out. I mean,
yeah,
everything,
she was
like I've
active.
always been active. But
The whole
I've
way through,
noticed,
even before, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Her workout
but
program hasn't changed
no,
at all.
but I noticed that like now when I go to gym, like I work harder because I feel like I
You
can
can,
like
yeah.
you know what I mean. So it's pretty great. And then
Yeah. For me, um, I dropped about 12 pounds of fat, which that hadn't happened.
Well done.
I literally can't even imagine. I weigh I weigh 209 right now. And again, didn't change my workouts, was going to the gym regularly, and I would gain muscle before this, and that was fine. And I went through a few years of just not taking care of myself at all. So was coming back from that and was getting some strength and muscle, and that was fine. But I had this nice fine layer of flab everywhere. And then we got on carnivore, and without doing anything differently, I dropped 12 pounds in about a month and a half. And then I've been staying pretty steady at this weight. We haven't had our body compositions like tested, measured. So we can't say exactly how much of that is water weight, fat weight, et cetera, et cetera. But for both of us, strength levels and muscle mass have visibly gone up
Nice.
during the
yeah,
same time.
yeah,
And we didn't do anything differently besides carnivore.
yeah.
Mm, that's great. Guys, I think we should catch up again in 6 months or something, because I'd be curious to hear particulars, particularly for you, Sonia, how things progress with the stroke symptoms.
Yeah.
You've made a huge amount of progress in 3 months, and I imagine, a longer period on the carnivore diet, maybe experiment with measuring the ketones, maybe experiment, some people love putting more seafood in, or experiment doing, only grass-fed meat for a while because it's higher in omega-3. There might be some, interesting experiments that you guys can do, because obviously you're both all in and you're getting these great results. I'd love to see what happens on a longer time frame, because let's be honest, 3 months is, you've made incredible progress in 3 months, very surprising, but you've also lived for whatever it is, 12, 13 years, 14 years with these
14 years.
stroke symptoms. So it will take a while and you will continue to improve, I would have thought, for at least the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
this is
yeah.
and the I just had something that I thought was great, and then it just decided to run away.
That's why I
If I
write
think,
things down. I can't remember them all the time.
oh
Is there
man,
anything that you guys want to leave people with, some information or some advice?
um,
um,
just if you're on the fence with carnivore, consider, then it doesn't have to be a major life decision. You're not like signing the rest of your life away to being on just eating meat and
Hmm.
animal products. Do it for 30 days
yep, 30 days.
and know that for the first 2 or 3 weeks, your body's going to be adjusting, you're going to be detoxing, things like that. So the reason why you're probably going to not feel great is a really good reason. It's because you're getting the crap out of your system that you don't want crap in your system. So a bunch of it's going to get out. But do it for 30 days, because after that 3 week or so mark, you're going to start feeling a lot better.
Mhm.
And in only 30 days, you're probably going to notice a change in your body composition too, without without even trying.
Yeah.
So if you're on the fence, just give it 30 days. Give yourself an out of, if 30 days from now, 1 month, I'm I don't feel better, I don't like the results, I can always go back.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's great advice. Peter and Sonia, thank you so much for your time. Sonia in particular, well done. That's
Thank
really,
you.
really brilliant. I'm super happy for you. I can tell your quality of life has improved so much just by making a simple
Yeah.
dietary change. And Peter, well done for discovering the carnivore diet, adopting it yourself, and recommending it to Sonia. You guys did your research, and now you're reaping the rewards. So I really appreciate you guys taking some time to come on this show as well. And yeah, thanks for being an inspiration to other people.
All right. You have yourself a great one. We'll be
Bye.
talking with you in about 6 months.
Thanks, guys. Sounds good.